Today is Sunday, March 27th. My name is Eric. I'm from ReliableResellers.net. And thanks a lot for coming back to another video. Today, I'm just gonna rant for a little bit. I'm gonna update you all on the shop. If you remember from last year, toward the end of last year, I was looking at opening up a store in Dade City, and it never happened. And I never updated you guys on why and what that whole deal was. So that's what this video is gonna be about. I'm gonna give you guys a shop update. I'm also gonna give you a small update on where I'm at with hiring employees. So if this isn't gonna be your cup of tea, if this isn't your type of video, if you're more into just watching me go out to the garage sales and buying and selling stuff, I totally understand. No love lost if you skip over this one. I do just want to get this off my chest and kind of get this out there about what happened. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I've been fully transparent with you guys about pretty much everything I'm doing over here. It doesn't really make any sense for me to hide anything. The one thing I didn't tell you guys about is one of the things we'll get into here in just a second. So toward the end of last year, toward the end of 2021, I was living in an apartment last year in 2021, and I signed a one-year lease, right? From the beginning of January to December for pretty much all of 2021. I moved in right at the beginning. So as the year was wearing down, I started to, obviously I was growing the business, I went on my own, and I was really wanting to have a place where I could go to have a storefront where people could bring me stuff. Where people could bring in the items that they're looking to sell, that they want to, you know, pawn maybe, or I haven't fully worked it all out yet, but I mean, I have a game plan in my head for how I want to go about doing it, but I have to have the store first. So I had plans to open up a storefront, advertise, and start getting inventory and merchandise to come to me rather than me having to go out and constantly find it. So that was the plan. And I was also, and this is the part I didn't really tell you guys too much about, my plan was to not just work there, but to also live there. I was going to set up a space in the back, and I was just gonna live there. I was gonna put a small bed in there, mini fridge or whatever, and for the interim, while I tried to build the store into the vision that I have in my head, I was just gonna live there to save money on rent, to be completely honest with you. And so that was the goal, right? So as 2021 started winding down, I had my own business, I had these plans to open a store and to live there in the back. So I started looking around for different places to rent. And if you guys remember, I made videos about me out at different warehouses and different places showing you guys where I was. And I was getting excited because some of them had good potential. And I had the one storefront that was almost a guarantee, at least I thought, out in Dade City. I was buying things with the intention of moving in there and everything. I mean, I thought that was good to go. I thought we were going to be moving into that storefront in Dade City and setting up out there. So that was the plan. So everything was going well. I wasn't looking for another place to have to go and live because I was going to live in that store. And it was roughly October-ish or so when I started talking with Daryl, and I thought that, you know, hey, we're good, things are moving along here with the store. I don't even need to look around for an apartment or a house to move into because I'm gonna live in this store, in the back of the store in the interim. So I'm good to go. And that was the plan all the way up until right about the end of November. And that's when I found out that there was some electrical work that had to be done at that shop, at that place there in Dade City. Apparently, I still don't know all the details, but some of something about it wasn't grounded correctly or something. I'm not an electrician, I'm not even gonna pretend. So I don't know exactly what it is, but TECO, the Tampa Electric Company, had to come out and do an inspection. And they came out to do an inspection in the beginning of December, and it failed. So a lot more work had to be done. There was a lot of money that had to be spent, and ultimately, about a week later, I got the news that the shop's not gonna be ready. I'm not gonna be able to move in. Well, this posed a real problem for me because, as I mentioned earlier, I signed a lease at my apartment from January to the end of December. And from about the beginning to the middle or so of October, I had stopped searching for another place to go because I was dead certain I was gonna be moving into that shop. And then right about a week and a half or so into December, I find out that, yeah, that's not gonna happen. For things that are completely out of my control. I have no control over, TECO giving us the permits to allow occupancy of that residence. I mean, they weren't even gonna turn the power back on, so that, there wasn't even like we could do some, well, hey, just kind of live here, but just don't say anything. It wasn't gonna be possible. So I was stuck scrambling, and I had to go and find somewhere else. Now, luckily, I found somewhere else to go. Obviously. And the thing now is, though, and again, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I can't afford two places right now. I can't afford rent on a house and rent on a storefront, on a warehouse. The profit, the income isn't there for the company just yet. I'm still trying to grow it. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. So, long story short, or whatever, 4 or 5 minutes short, that's what happened with the shop. It was a real big blow. I mean, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It really sucked. It really set me back. I had plans of how to grow that shop and expand, and how merchandise was gonna come in. I mean, I still have plans in my head for how I ultimately think I'm gonna do it eventually, but it's just not happening right now, and I can't really find a storefront because I just don't have the profits. The profits just aren't there. So that's what happened there. So what I decided to do was, instead of looking for a place to rent right now, I decided to bring on and try to look for and hire my first employee. So I've set up payroll, I've got all that stuff, I'm cutting myself. I mean, technically speaking, I am an employee again. I work for myself now. I'm a W-2 employee of Reliable Resellers. So Reliable Resellers cuts me a check every 2 weeks like normal. I'm getting a paycheck every 2 weeks on Friday like normal. Taxes come out, yada yada. So I mean, technically speaking, Reliable Resellers does have one employee. It's me. But what I want to do is to hire someone to come on board and help out. The problem is I work from home still, and it's the same problem I had before when I was working out of my apartment, is trying to find someone to come on who's I can trust to work out of my house with me. So I looked around, and I just could not find anybody who had the proper skill set that I just felt comfortable bringing on to come on board and kind of help me run the business. So I decided to kind of pivot a little bit, and let's try to hire an intern. So I reached out to the university I used to work at. I have some contacts there, and they got me approved to post a job posting on their site to try to hire a college intern or two to come on board and help me with some of the marketing and advertising stuff. It has to be a remote position. They can't come to my home. So I created a marketing and advertising position, fully remote. You can do it from your house. And as a way to try to start bringing more merchandise in. If I can get more merchandise coming in, I can sell more. I can afford to go and get the storefront, right? In theory. So the idea is to find a marketing and advertising intern to come on board. Now, I created the job posting and I put it up on the website for the UT students to apply to. And I only had a couple of applications. Most of them were not even remotely qualified. I had one person interview, and he told me that if I could pay a little bit more money, that, you know, he'd be interested. But, I mean, I'm offering $10 an hour. It's a part-time gig. You can work from home. You know, I mean, even at $10 an hour, I'm stretching it, but I could use the help. So, but that's all I can pay, and I just have not been able to find anybody yet. It seems like I'm not really sure, but finding people who want to work right now is a little bit tough, especially, I guess, for $10 an hour. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I'm just not having much luck finding someone to come on board and help me out. So things, you know, but it's okay. I mean, it'll work out in the end, I guess. But so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I haven't really just kind of sat and talked with you guys like this. I used to make videos where I would drive out to the auction house and talk for like 10 minutes on my way out there. And I just kind of stopped doing that because when I look at the analytics of the video, most people click off. And so, you know, but anyway, I wanted to give just a quick update on what's going on with everything that I've talked about with the shop and hiring employees. And I have plans to do all of this stuff. I thought I'd be in the shop by now. I've got a job posting out there. I'm just not getting qualified candidates. And so, you know, I'm just kind of getting by as best as I can and making all this stuff work. This stuff, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Just a nice update on what's going on with Reliable Resellers. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I really do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff down below if you want to, and come back tomorrow. We'll do something else. Bye, guys.